A well-known media personality in Auckland, Nathan Nauer, who was formerly the host of Mai FM's morning show, has been sentenced to jail at the Auckland District Court. Nathan Nauer, 40, who is also referred to as Nate Nauer, along with two other co-offenders, namely Yonghao Huang, a car dealer operating a business by the name of Panda Motors, and Vetekina Naufahu, the brother of Pasilika Naufahu, the president of Comancheros New Zealand, have likewise been sentenced in the same court. All three individuals have been convicted for their roles in money laundering. Huang and Nathan pleaded guilty to 6 charges of money laundering, while Naufahu pleaded guilty to 2 charges. Initially Nathan had interim name suppression, but it was lifted at sentencing as he did not seek permanent suppression. Nathan is the same media personality involved in the New Zealand Police's Operation Nova in 2019, faced charges related to money laundering and participation in an organized criminal group. However, these charges were ultimately dropped during the trial due to insufficient evidence. Born in New Zealand and raised in Samoa, Nathan was working as a forklift driver in Auckland in the early 2000s when he changed jobs and came into the broadcasting industry. He started at New FM, a small community radio station located in South Auckland, and moved his way up to Mai FM. At the peak of his career, he broadcast to an audience of about 455,000 a week. But that all came crashing down when he was arrested in Operation Nova. In late 2019, following Operation Nova, law enforcement initiated a thorough investigation into the money laundering operations of the Comanchero Motorcycle Club. This operation, known as Operation Rider, involved dedicated personnel from the National Organized Crime Group and the Northern Asset Recovery Unit. As a result of these operations, authorities completely dismantled Comancheros New Zealand by arresting and charging the majority of their members and associates, thus curbing the drug and other illicit activities of the club. A spokesperson for corrections confirmed that 57 members of the Comancheros and their associates were behind bars. This included gang president Pasilika Naufahu, vice president Tyson Daniels, club treasurer Jerome Fonua, and drug runner Connor Clausen. More than 80 police officers were involved in the raids, which led to the seizure of approximately $4 million worth of assets, including firearms and several luxury vehicles such as a Rolls-Royce and gold-plated Harley-Davidson motorcycles. During his district court trial, Nathan admitted to laundering $420,000 of Comanchero drug money by repeatedly purchasing high-end cars using cash. Police claim that he knew the cash originated from transactions involving Class A controlled drugs. He purchased 4 cars, including 2 BMWs, an Audi, and a Mercedes-Benz. He used an additional $113,000 for rent expenses and calf implants. Naufahu and Nathan continued to engage in money laundering by using cash derived from drug dealing even though they were facing charges for previous offenses and were on bail. On their encrypted phone messaging apps, they referred to this illicit cash as noodles. To conceal the source and ownership of the funds, they employed a method where they made partial payments on luxury cars to Huang, the car dealer, who kept the cars registered under his company name instead of their own. By doing so, they aimed to hide the true ownership of the cars and create a layer of anonymity, making it harder for law enforcement or other authorities to trace the vehicles back to them. Judge Nevin Dawson sentenced Nathan to 2 years and 9 months imprisonment on all charges, to be served concurrently. The sentence took into account a discount for his guilty pleas and his previous good character. Naufahu was jailed for 2 years and 4 months and Huang was jailed for 2 years and 8 months. According to his lawyer, Nathan experienced a significant downfall during the period he was on bail for the Operation Nova charges, which were eventually dropped during the trial. Prior to these charges, Nathan had a flourishing career in the media, and his life was on a positive trajectory. However, after being charged, he faced the loss of his job, and his life took a sharp decline. Former friends abandoned him, leaving him surrounded by club members and criminals as his only companions. As a result, he became heavily dependent on drugs and alcohol, relying on them daily. The impact of this situation was profound, as both his personal and professional connections severed ties with him. His life spiraled out of control, resulting in the dire circumstances he currently faces. Prior to sentencing the trio, Judge Dawson acknowledged the severity of their offenses and the substantial level of responsibility they held in their actions. Judge Dawson emphasized that it is widely recognized that these drugs are the source of significant harm to individuals and society as a whole. This highlights the destructive impact that the drugs in question have on communities, including physical and psychological harm, addiction, and potential societal consequences. The judge further commented on the motives behind the actions of the trio involved in the case. He stated that all three individuals were primarily motivated by greed, indicating that their primary driving force was the pursuit of financial gain, at any cost. Nathan has since appealed the decision at the High Court in Auckland.